Gem, and it is time for Good Game Spawn Point. Coming right up. Steve meets the Forgotten Realms as we review Minecraft's official Dungeons & Dragons DLC. Plus, EA Sports FC 24 is here. Is it better than FIFA? We'll find out. And the Noob Cops are back, this time going undercover.
Okay, we're in. Now what?
I'll be honest, I didn't think that far ahead. Okay, I gotta gear up for Minecraft D&D. Who's got my +2 pickaxe in crafting? Ooh, aha! Let's go! Ah! All right, bit Leroy Jenkins of me, but I'm here, so get comfy. First up, we have some gaming news to share. Now, if you're a fan of Minecraft Dungeons, then you might be a bit sad to learn there will be no new updates to the game. Microsoft has confirmed that last year's 1.17 update will be the game's last, and that any further development of the game has stopped. And that means no new content now or ever. Dungeons was a pretty fun spin-off, but I guess every game comes to its end eventually. Next up, if you were lucky enough to make it to PAX Oz in Melbourne this year, you may have seen me. But more importantly, you may have spotted this very large Sonic the Hedgehog made from Lego. Our chunky boy here was built to draw attention to the new Sonic Superstars game. It took over 100 hours to make and was put together by master builder Ryan Brickman McNaught. Very nice work indeed. Moving on now, if you love the new Elephant Mario power-up from Super Mario Bros. Wonder as much as we do, which we do a lot, then you will love this. Game modders have put their skills to good use, hacking Elephant Mario into the old N64 game, Super Mario 64. And just look at our best boy! Oh, this is surely the only way to play from now on. If I can just say, oh wowie zowie. But with that out of the way, let's crack on with the show. It is time for another speedrun review where I try to review a game in under 2 minutes or else I get pummeled by plushies. Yep, just like that. Thank you so much, Isa. Now, today it is EA Sports FC 24, the continuation of what once was known as the FIFA series. Okay, big breath. Start the clock. What would have been this year's FIFA 24 is now EA Sports FC 24 because EA Sports didn't want to spend a lot of money to FIFA to keep the license. Different name, but honestly, it's the same game. There are no big surprises here. What we get are small improvements over last year's FIFA 23. The action on the field feels a little bit weightier, but the general movement of the players and the ball are as good as they've always been. You may notice a few new animations here and there, and there are some really nice new touches, like match stats occasionally overlaying on the pitch. But this is a bit of smoke and mirrors to distract us from the fact that much here really has changed. If the manager mode is something you enjoy dabbling in, you'll discover that there's now tactical presets to choose, such as defensive park the bus or quick passing tiki-taka strategy. You also need to hire coaches who excel in that style of play to get the most out of your team's potential. It was also cool having the option of playing as any of the real-life Premier League managers. Go Ange! Ultimate Team, which has been FIFA's big RPG-like draw card in the past, is back in FC 24 to once again challenge you to take on other players online with your custom team built from random card drops. And yes, it's still very much about pushing you into spending real money on card packs to unlock better footballers for your team. In other words, it's still pay to win, so please don't do that. FC 24 does try to freshen things up with the ability to mix up your team with both male and female players, which is nice to see. There's also now evolutions. These cards can upgrade the stats of players you possess, making them even more attractive options to keep on your team. Training mode has also been made easier to use and is a bit more fleshed out now, so it's quicker to get to rehearsing what you're weak at, like taking free kicks. Oh, come on! But here comes what I think is a crucial flaw for us Aussies. In the international women's teams, there are no Matildas. Australia is one of the best women's teams in the world. How could you not put them in the game? And if you thought that was bad, how's this? There's also no Socceroos in the men's team. I mean, what are we even doing here? Overall, the changes from the FIFA name to EA Sports FC 24 has not reinvented the wheel. It's a bit of a missed opportunity to not deliver fans something truly fresh, but then what's here is still very strong and plays well, but the lack of Matildas and Socceroos is super disappointing. So I'm giving EA Sports FC 24 2.5 out of 5 chickens. How'd I go? Yes! Finally! Oh, I'm gonna take a nap. Oh, I'm lightheaded. All right, so the one thing all these crimes have in common is the fork knife competition. Clearly, whoever's behind it is trying to take both the title and the prize. At this point, they have everything they need to win. And the winner's ceremony is being held today. So I'm thinking we go undercover and wait for the perp to claim the prize.
That's a good plan, but why go undercover?
Because we don't want to spook the perp. Plus, we can only trust each other. So we've got to keep this incognito.
Okay, we're in. Now what?
I'll be honest, I didn't think that far ahead.
Right. So what do we know about the perp?
Okay, so according to the profile, we know they're probably human, possibly a highly intelligent ape, some chance of being a hyper-intelligent dolphin.
Noob Cops.
I still don't know what that is. Age somewhere between 1 and old, give or take. Unknown height, weight, or console preference. Now I think about it, we don't have a lot to go on.
Aha! Found them! Come clean, Buster. Are you playing some sort of newbie plan?
No?
All right, that checks out. Move along.
Hang on a minute. You're not our usual janitors. In fact, we don't have janitors. How did you get in here?
I said move along!
Come on, Rocky, I've got an idea. Okay, so I patched in the building security system. We should be able to see everything from here. Oh, look! They're setting up for the winner's ceremony, which means whoever our cheating winner is, they're bound to be here soon.
Or maybe they're already here.
You? What happened?
Well. Looks like the Noob Cops are noob flops!
Who are you? Where's Rookie?
Why do you keep calling him Rookie? Do you even know his real name?
Of course I do. It's... I want to say Sam?
It's Harry! What a great detective. Couldn't even detect your partner's name.
Okay, well, fine. Where is he? What have you done with him?
What do you care? It's all too late now anyway. I'm gonna get that $100 million prize, quit my stupid job, and be crowned the best gamer ever. No one will dare call me Rookie anymore.
Wait a minute. Rookie?
My name is Harry.
What? Why? You're one of the good guys. Plus, there is no way a rookie like you could have pulled this whole thing off. Like, come on, who's really in charge here?
That's why everyone keeps calling me Rookie, and Rookie's just another word for a noob. And I can't be a noob. Look, I'm a noob cop. I'm just sick of being the butt of the joke. We graduated Noob Cop school together. We've been partners this whole time, and everyone keeps calling me Rookie while thinking you're some great detective. Half the stuff you say doesn't even make sense.
We were just joking around. I didn't mean to make you feel like this, but I don't get it. You're with me the whole time. How could you have done all this?
Well, it was simple, really. When I heard that kid got one of those armor pieces, I saw my chance. So when you went to recover the save, I went outside to chase the cloud, intercepted the download, and transferred the gear to my character before you could get to it.
Okay, but what about the hand and the chief? How'd you get them involved?
Oh, well, I saw the chief reading a book called How to Understand Roadblocks, which is a book for total noobs. And I saw photos of the chief and the hand before, so I knew he was connected to one of the best hackers in the game. I knew that I just had to threaten to expose the chief as a noob, and he'd rope in the hand to get the rest of the pieces of armor for me. And it worked. I'll have all the pieces of the armor, I'll be filthy rich, and I'll be crowned the best gamer ever!
Okay, but why did the chief have the encryption stick?
Yeah, well, I just planted it when I knocked the folder over.
Oh, I don't get it. If you could pull all of this off, why have you been playing dumb this whole time? Okay, why the act?
Well, it's not an act. I know I'm not the sharpest crayon in the pantry.
Oh, that makes no sense.
But this was my one chance of greatness. And to be fair, it doesn't take a genius to fool you lot. Noob Cops, more like Noob Cops.
That's our name. You're the one being the noob here. Don't you get it? Being the greatest gamer of all time means nothing if you cheated your way into it. The real noobs are cheaters, rookie.
Stop calling me Rookie.
Then stop being a rookie, rookie.
Oh, you're gonna pay for that.
And they can pay for that?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to be crowned the greatest gamer ever.
You're not gonna get away with this. I'm gonna expose you the second I get out of here.
Interesting. Good luck. This little bottle here is set to fill the entire room with noob gas.
And what makes you think someone's gonna take the word of a noob? Yeah, toodaloo.
Okay, no bad guy says toodaloo. That's a cliche. Oh, it's really tight. Oh, it stinks in here.
Minecraft and Dungeons and Dragons, two great pillars of the gaming world, and they are here together at last in this DLC adventure, a Minecraft D&D DLC. Bloom Games has created this story-driven RPG experience within the world of Minecraft with the sign-off of D&D publishers Wizards of the Coast. But before I launch in, a bit of housekeeping. You do need to own the latest version of Minecraft Bedrock Edition and then purchase this DLC via the Minecraft Marketplace if you want to play it. Although it's not currently available on Switch or PlayStation, unfortunately. But with that out of the way, on with the review. Things kick off in a cozy game room where you'll find a kindly dungeon master, or DM, who'll be the narrator of your adventure. She explains the basics of how to build your character and how dice rolls and stats will work. But first, you'll need to choose a class. You can select either Paladin, Barbarian, Rogue, or Wizard, and allocate some stats that will affect how things like combat roles and roleplay aspects play out in this adventure. I personally went with Wizard because magic, obviously, but also the idea of having some range to my attacks seemed like a good idea for someone like me. All this makes for a nice little intro to some classic D&D stuff. In fact, it kind of feels like that's what this whole DLC is designed for, a bit of D&D 101. Once you've made your character, your virtual tabletop roleplay adventure begins. You'll find yourself in a quaint fantasy village setting, your hometown. Your name is Katra, and after a quick chat with your fam about some strange disappearances in the village, you're tasked with seeking help from the great dragon Andandravea. Before you know it, some weird, dark, magic-looking stuff goes down, leaving you entangled with a presence known as Veir, aka the dragon formerly known as Andandravea. At least Veir is slightly easier to pronounce, but to be honest, he's kind of a grumpy old so-and-so, at least to begin with anyway.
Who are you? What have you done to me?
When further catastrophe befalls your village, you cannot catch a break, you must try to set out to make things right, with the help/cagey commentary of your new cantankerous ally.
Ha! If you call that flailing about fighting, then yes, you were.
Now, while this is technically still Minecraft and all, there's not really any mining or crafting to be done. Instead, you're given a tailor-made menu, complete with a quest log to follow and a helpful glossary for all the inside scoops on locations and enemies. Enemies take the form of certain monsters that might be familiar to D&D fans, like mimics and mind flayers. And what D&D journey would be complete without the gelatinous cubes? The way you approach combat will differ slightly depending on your class. As a wizard, I started off with special abilities, Magic Missile and Magic Barrier. I soon picked up Fireball and way more as I progressed through the story. Each ability has a cooldown period where you need to wait for it to recharge, so it pays to be a little bit strategic in combat encounters, and it's pretty enjoyable. Launching a fireball to damage a group of enemies, then taking out individual baddies with Magic Missile, I do not mind if I do. I didn't get a chance to try this out in multiplayer, but it is available for up to 4 players. While it still feels quite suited to solo adventures, it might be fun to take some of those creepy foes out with a few allies as well. Another big part of the gameplay is your interactions with NPCs and choice making. My favorite thing. You'll often need to roll a d20, the 20-sided die used in D&D roleplay, to determine your success in your chosen approach. Your character stats and attributes will also affect your chances. There are a few environmental puzzles peppered through your adventure too, although I felt like some of these lacked some polish or elegance in their design, which left me feeling a little bit frustrated. But like many a D&D campaign, it's the story that really propels this adventure forward. It's fully voice acted with some solid performances.
It's the only lead we've got at the moment, so it's probably worth investigating.
This certainly helps draw you through the dialogue, which I'll admit sometimes did seem to drag on. No pun intended. Okay, I'm kidding. Definitely pun intended. That was great. The storytelling is super detailed and dripping with lore as well. It's definitely one for fantasy fans. Themes can be a little bit dark and intense at points though, so might not be one for those younger spawnlings out there. Now, you know me, I love a good fantasy aesthetic, so it's no surprise that one of my favorite things about this DLC is how enchanting everything looks, from Candlekeep to Mithril Hall. Grandiose fortresses, beguiling villages, dark magical lairs and dungeons, all created with Minecraft's trademark blocky charm. I regularly found myself just looking around in wonder at the impressive builds and beautiful biomes. On the flip side of this though, playing on PC, I did encounter quite a few buggy moments. One time I even came across a bug which stopped me from being able to escape a magic barrier and continue the main quest. Luckily, I was able to use the attempt quest fix function to reload the event, so I'm thankful that function exists, but I'm a bit concerned that it does. I guess building a game within a game comes with some limitations. It's ambitious to try to make a whole D&D style experience within Minecraft. And the devs have made a gallant attempt here with around 10 or so hours of campaign.
Was your mission successful? Do you have the weapon?
Overall, I found this Minecraft D&D DLC kind of rough around the edges, but it is a cool way for first-timers to dip a toe into the wide and wonderful world of Dungeons & Dragons. So I'm giving it 3 out of 5 rubber chickens. If I could be any D&D monster, I feel like I'd be the gelatinous cube. Just a blobby boy just out in the world. Radio, time to wrangle some gaming questions once again, Harry, because it is Ask SP time.
Well, we better get a wriggle on to wrangle them then.
Is it a wriggle on or a wiggle on?
I think wriggle.
You know what, you're probably right, but let's not get caught up in this wiggle versus wriggle debate. Let's get stuck in with this video from Tiana.
My name is Tiana and I have 2 questions for you today. Firstly, in Animal Crossing New Horizons, how do you make a house? Because in the game, I'm still living in a tent. Secondly, with Minecraft Survival, how do you craft stuff when you don't have a crafting table?
Thanks, Tiana. If you're wondering how to upgrade from tent life to house life in Animal Crossing New Horizons, well, you'll need to pay off your first debt to Tom Nook.
My arch nemesis, Tom Nook. That is right, though. When you arrive on the island, Tom Nook will charge you 5,000 Nook miles in what he calls moving fees. Yeah, whatever. You can pay that off by doing activities around the island that earn you Nook miles, and then redeeming them in the Nook Miles app on your Nook phone. Once you've accumulated enough Nook miles, talk to Tom Nook again about your home, and he should offer to upgrade your tent to a house.
Of course, you will then have to pay off a debt of 98,000 bells before you can upgrade that house to have more rooms and things.
Oh, he's such a tricky Tanookie. He loves keeping you in debt.
He sure does. As for how to craft in Minecraft survival mode without a crafting table, well, this does seem like quite the conundrum, doesn't it?
It does indeed, but there are some basic things you can craft without a crafting table. You just need to use the crafting grid in your inventory. You can actually craft a crafting table this way too. In fact, it's one of the first things you should try to make in Minecraft Survival. To do it, simply smash a tree to get some wood log blocks. Then open your inventory and drag the logs into the crafting grid to make wooden planks. Once you have those, take the planks and put 1 plank into each of the 4 spots on the grid, and then, oh voila, a crafting table is born. This opens the way to craft all sorts of other useful things that will be essential to your Minecraft survival journey.
And now we continue on our question survival journey with this video from Lachlan.
Hi GGSP, I have 2 questions for you. 1, can you put PS5 games into PS4 consoles? 2, what is the latest Nintendo Switch game? And can you do these?
Squirrel!
Oh,
Good game, spawn point.
Bye.
Thanks, Lachlan. If you're wondering about whether you can put PS5 games into a PS4 console, well, this is not recommended.
Yeah, the PS5 versions of games won't actually work on your PS4, like Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, for example, which is only available for PS5. Games like this need the hardware of the PS5 to be able to run properly.
Although there are some games that are cross-generational, meaning there might be a PS4 version and a PS5 version of the same game, like Sackboy: A Big Adventure. If you're looking at physical copies of a game, it should say whether it's a PS4 or PS5 version on the case. Digital versions should specify this in the game's store page. Some PS4 games might even come with the ability to upgrade the game to a PS5 version via a free update, say if you happen to get a PS5 later down the track.
It does often work the other way around though. Most PS4 games discs can be played on the PS5, providing it has a disc drive, of course. And there are a few ways of accessing digital versions of PS4 games on a PS5 too. This is known as backwards compatibility.
It's very cool and very fun, and we love it a lot. As for the latest Nintendo Switch game, well, it's hard to say what the very latest one is because there are lots of new games being made available to the eShop all the time.
Yeah, there could even be new games added between the time of us recording this and you seeing it.
Wait, hear that? A new one just came out then. And again. Oh, it's amazing. Of the better-known Nintendo releases, though, some recent ones worth mentioning include a few that we've reviewed on the show, actually, like Pikmin 4, Disney Illusion Island, Samba de Amigo, and Moving Out 2. There's also another big one, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which we've actually been playing ahead of our upcoming review. Oh, and Detective Pikachu Returns came out on the Switch recently as well. Oh, and Sonic Superstars. So many games. I dare say we may take a look at those ones on the show at some point as well.
Yeah, some other newish ones on our radar include Fae Farm, NBA 2K24, the kooky rhythm game Trombone Champ, and if you happen to have the Switch Online subscription, there's the F-Zero 99 retro-style Battle Royale Racer. There is, of course, a new releases section of the Nintendo eShop if you want to explore some of the most recent ones for yourself.
Yeah, you'll never know what treasures you might find. But that is all the time we have for Ask SP for now. If you have a question for us, go here to send it in.
And remember that if we pick your vid for the show, you'll score yourself some very sweet GGSP loot.
And would you know it, that is all the time we have for another episode of GGSP. But come back next time. We'll bring you our wonderful review of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And the Noob Cops hijinks come to a thrilling conclusion. You won't want to miss it. Calm down, rookie. Don't do anything you're gonna regret. The spooky season will also be upon us, so get ready for costumes. Until then, may all your games be good ones. Gem out.
Harry out.
That was some fine wrangling there, Harry.
Thank you. A bit of newfangled wrangling, if I do say so myself.
Some star-spangled jingle-jangle wrangling. I can't think of the rhyme for that.
Bangle.
Dang it, that was a good one.